how to write a recommendation in LinkedIn and to have it approved by the person you're writing it for. There's a lot of little steps in this process, so that's what this video is going to cover. First off, join my network. My network is pretty easy to find, linkedin.com/in/Scott LeDuc. Once you find me, right in the middle here, you'll find something to say to join network, or underneath the triangle, upside down triangle, you can do that. I don't see it here because I'm on my profile. And then ask me to accept it. I will go up here and I will see a little number next to it for the number of people are requesting to be in my network. I will approve it, then you're in my network. The reason you're doing this is that you'll be able to see other people in my network, and that's the other students in class. Next, you're going to find the student you want to write a recommendation for in LinkedIn by just searching for their name up here. And once you find them, because they're in my network, you'll find them, and then you're going to ask to join their network, and you'll see the button. Click this, we can close those. You'll find the button right in the middle here to join their network. Stuff that you're looking for is either going to be under here or a button right here. And once you click to send an invitation, you're going to see a list of things you have to click, like how do you know the students, and you'll have to have in common Capital High School, meaning you will have to have added Capital High School as one of your options for background. If you have not done that, you'll have to do that first. Once you have that, then you can ask to join Riley's network. It'll say how you know each other. You click on the buttons to join that, and then do a shout out to that student in class saying, hey, Riley, can you add me to your network? Then Riley can click yes. Once you're in the network, then you can write a recommendation. So the next thing is to click here and click recommend. And you'll write the recommendation here, and you'll choose how you know Riley. In my case, I would scroll down here and I would select I was Riley's teacher. You could be working together or some other option. I will choose that I was the instructor at Capital and that she was a student at Capital. Now, I need to send what I wrote. Let's go over to Word and let's take a look at what I wrote. Now, the 5 things that we want to have are going to be listed on this document. You want the knockout sentence, and you want to describe your relationship, share a standout trait, a touch of personality, and end with a solid recommendation. Each one of these blurbs here in the darker font gives you an explanation of what we're after for each step. In a slightly lighter grayish font, you'll see examples, 2 examples here, and then 1 example under each one of what these traits would look like. So this is to help you in composing yours. Once you look at this and get inspired, then write out your stuff in Word. And I put the numbers here just to prove that this is a sample from that document I just showed you. This is not actually what I would write for Riley. You format it like a paragraph. But when I'm done writing it, I'll do Option-Command-L on the Mac, which opens up spelling and grammar, and then I'll run through a check. Now, her name is spelled properly, so every time that happens, I can say ignore all, and ignore all on that. And it says that my grammar is in pretty good shape. I don't have any obvious spelling goobers. What I'm going to do now is give this to my neighbor, and who is not Riley, it's some other students, and I'll have them look to see if I have all 5 of these sentences in my description. Obviously, in my case, I put numbers next to it. You do not put numbers. Again, write it as a normal paragraph. But I wanted to show you an example here of how I put all 5 of those sentences in there. That student who's critiquing it will look, write the first few words of each sentence to prove that I actually have all 5 of them. And they'll write their name here. The person who wrote this, like in my case, if it was me, I put my name here and then the class period. The reviewer would just print their name here and give feedback of where they see evidence of each one of the 5. On the bottom, or the flip side of it, you'll see the rubric. If you have all 5 of them and there's no spelling or grammar problems, you get full credit. Coming back to here, once I write this, let's go back here. Let's copy and paste this in there. Copy. I'll go back here and I'll paste it in here. I will send it. And you've already sent a recommendation to this person. Oh, okay. Well, I send it and it will say I've sent it. I've already sent it to that person, and they can then critique it or reject it and send it back to me. So what I'm going to ask Riley to do is to look at her recommendations. Now, how do you see this? When you are on your profile and you click on View Profile, what you do is you click on Ask to be Recommended. Even though we're not asking to be recommended, it brings up the menu where you can see what's happening with your recommendations. So given, I can see all the ones I've written, and I can see them here. I can ask for recommendations. I can click and see options here. But right now I'm going to click on Given because this is the one that I already wrote for Riley. This is the one I would have to edit and make changes here. If you want to change one later, do something like in this case, we're going to go like this, and I'm going to send. Now Riley's going to receive this, and then she can either accept it or deny it. So in review, this is where we can see what recommendations we've already written, or if we need to make changes to something, and that is under the upside down triangle, ask to be recommended, get you back to that page where you can see what you've written. You also can see what you've received, and you can control whether you want these on your page or not anymore. You can take them off or delete them if you would like. But right now, I sent it to Riley, and I'm asking Riley to reject the one I wrote. But simultaneously, Riley, if I click on this right here, sent me a message, wrote me a recommendation, and I can either, so Riley's writing one for me and I'm writing one for her. This is the one she wrote for me, and I told her to just write hi. Now I can add it to my profile, or I can request changes. If it reads well and looks like the grammar is good and everything's ready, I'll just click add to profile. If I want to reject it, I click this, and what happens is it has a place for me to write a comment, and I'm just going to write this. But I would write in, hey, I appreciate, can you check the spelling on this name or that, or uppercase this, or any of the changes I would recommend. Be real clear and help them. It's a team effort, and you want the words that they wrote for you to look well, or look good, and you want to help them if there's any grammar goobers. Just tell them explicitly what you would like them to change. Then we send that, they get it, they'll get a message up here, and they can then correct that. Now, I've got a message from Riley about the one I wrote, and she's asked me to update this one. I click on Write Recommendation, and I can then modify it. And when I'm done modifying, I'll send it again. And what you're hopefully seeing from the video is we just go back and forth like this until everything's perfect. And it relies on looking at messages here and talking to the person in person and so on. Now, having gone through this, we'll go back and forth until I'm happy, until I know I have everything written the way I want. And that is how you write a recommendation in LinkedIn.